So last time we saw how we created a post service, and in this case we will be looking at how we gonna create controllers for the service. And let's begin with creating a package called controllers. And within this controllers, you have controllers. So it's controller rename. I want controller, and we'll add a new Java class called post controller. And this will be a REST controller at request mapping. I want an API post. Yeah. So in this case, we'll add a public. We'll have give me all the posts that are in string. All posts, and this will be return response entity with a list of all the posts. And so it'll be return response entity dot off, not off, be okay of list dot off post 1, post 2, so on so forth. And this will have at request mapping of, oh no, request mapping will be get mapping of this. And yeah, I hope this works. So let me start my postman. Wave 1 post service posts gets sent. Yep, and we received a list of posts. Now I'll be adding a model to the class. I'll be post parent post service. And this will go into a package called model, and it'll have a model called post. This model will have will be let's say it'll have setter, it'll have a getter, and these are from the Lombok dependencies. Have a private UUID, and I'll be using a UUID as a primary key, primary UUID as an ID, and I'll have a string called title, string, description, or date time. I should say local date time. Will that work with the Hypernet? Let's see if that works or not. Local date time of created at updated at. There was a way if updated at could be updated automatically, if that works with the Hibernate, I suppose. We'll check that later. String author. No, I'll be using that as a user. So string will be username. We'll add the user later, user model later. That will be the part of the user service. Anyways, so this will have a all no args constructor. Have a all args constructor. Have a builder to it. I'm not keeping two string. I'm not adding two string to it because I'll be adding a user that will lead me to cycle dependencies, and I don't want that. This is done, and I also need a JSON ignore for not putting null values in the output. So not null, what is that? JSON ignore dot. Wait a minute. Let me just check. JSON ignore. Okay. JSON ignore JSON ignore null. JSON ignore null. Ignore null fields with the Jackson. Okay. JSON ignore fields. JSON ignore. How to tell JSON Jackson to ignore null field during serialization. Include non-null. This would this be include dot non-null? I hope so. Boolean what? Oh, it's include. Okay. Huh. It's supposed to be JSON include, and we use JSON ignore. Oh, that works. And we'll have a list of post, list of post. Oh, wait. Private post. I'll add to this public post dot off post public static off. I'll have a string file string description and string username. The rest will be taken care of by itself. So we'll go post dot home return post dot not return post dot id the post dot builder dot build and post dot builder will be dot id will be equal to uid dot random id dot username will be equal to the username dot description will be the description dot updated at title will be the title that is being passed dot updated at local datetime dot now dot created at local datetime dot now, and this should suffice. Good. Post controller, this sort of post dot off post one. Description will be post one description. User will be, let's say, John. Post one, post two. Call it Jane. And this will be Rachel. Okay. And stop and start. And send. Oh, we got this. Cool. So we got posts, and so in this case, rather than putting this into, we will have it in the I'm planning to put that in the map, or yeah, I can put that in the map. But I'm thinking that if I have to use it in an ID, like fetching a post via ID, then I have to create IDs before I create the post itself. So, let me think on this then. For time being, I'm doing this because at the end I'll be putting that into a SQL database and other databases as well. But for now, creating an ID and putting a post, we can do that. Use for time being public void init, create a map, private map UUID, and post map void init, and I'll call it post construct post map dot put, have a UUID UUID is equal to UUID dot random UUID, and this will be ID, and I'm thinking how to use the post dot off because I specified the ID in that. Anyways, I'll use this. Okay. Have this post P1 is equal to this. Okay. We can use this cut off. Even this is not required. Anyways, what I'll be doing is I'll be using this we cool and post p1 is equal to this, post p2 is equal to this, post 3 is equal to this, and this will be post 3 and post 3 description we cool and p1.id dot get id p1 p2 p2 p3. Now if I have to set this will be set post, and this will be post map dot values. Wait, cool. Application run fails. Error. Doesn't say anything. To display the condition evaluation and debug enabled. Rerun your application with debug enabled. Okay, let me check on this then. Aha, a null pointer exception. I get it, I get it, I get it. Equal to new hash map. Cool. Now it should give me again the same output with different IDs and different time. But yeah, it works. And we'll see into next video now.